Hey, what's up guys? John Osumi from Motionshooter Photography coming at you again with another video. Here we are again, doing some more creative work. So today's assignment, since it's a little later in the day and I don't really like the bright lighting outside because it's coming from straight overhead at this hour of the day, I'm gonna do some creative photography inside my garage. Really simple, not a big workspace to work with, but I'm gonna do some great shots and I'm gonna get some good stock photography. So in the past, I have shot water drops before, but today I'm trying it again. It's been a few years actually since I've done this, so I'm gonna try a little different technique this time, and I think I've improved my technique quite a bit. So really quick, my setup is I have two speed lights. One I have set up behind my water drop, and I'm gonna point that into my background, so it's gonna bounce and backlight my subject. And then I have another speed light set up in front of the subject. So we're lighting the water drop from front and back. Originally I started with a gold background, but I'm changing it to white because I want to give myself the freedom and imposed if I want to change the background. So I can put sky in, or I can put other backgrounds in, and it's much easier to remove a white background than a gradient gold background, which is what I started with. To control my flashes, I've got 3 Pocket Wizard 3s hooked up. So I've got one on each flash, and then I have one mounted to my camera. It's actually plugged right into my camera, so I can control all 3 flashes and they'll all be synchronized. I have the power setting of each flash at 50%. And the reason I'm doing the 50% setting is there's 3 reasons for it. First reason is at 50%, my batteries will last a lot longer rather than shooting full power. Reason number 2 is at 50%, my flashes will recharge much quicker, so I can actually get more shots in the least amount of time. So when you shoot a full power flash, it takes a little bit longer for it to recharge, and then as the batteries start to die down, it takes even longer. And my third reason for the 50% flash setting, when you have a flash set at 50%, the duration of the flash will be shorter. So basically the window of light is shorter, and it's actually better to freeze the action. So when you have a longer flash, sometimes you might get a little more blur rather than a really quick burst of flash at 50%. So that's the lighting technique I'm going to use for today. So my setup here is I have a table set up, and over that table I have a dark towel. And the reason for that dark towel is that I wanted to reflect the dark color into my water. I have a very shallow tray, and it's a transparent tray, so I can actually, include the edges of it in my photograph. And I have it filled almost to the brim, so I want a nice smooth surface of water. I did put some food coloring in the water because I want it to have some color, and when the flashes go through the water drop, it's actually going to pick up that tint, and you'll see it in the final photographs. Here's how the procedure goes. I fill up the plunger all the way full. I mount it so I know exactly where it's going to drop. I do a few test drops just to see exactly where the drops are hitting in my pan. And then to focus my camera, what I'm doing is first, once I locate where the drops are going, I'm going to place an object in that spot so it'll stand up above the water surface. I'm going to come back and focus my camera on that, and then I turn the autofocus off. So basically I want to lock my camera into that focal range, and I don't want it to change because basically I don't want it to try to refocus when I'm shooting the water drops. So with shooting water drops, it's just a matter of just getting a lot of shots. You're trying to create a timing between when you drop the water with the plunger and you push the shutter button on the camera. So it takes practice, and so what I've found with these types of shoots is that you get better as you continue to shoot. So what I'm doing is I'm doing shoots of about 4 or 5 photographs between times that I fill up my syringe with more water to do it again. So with those 4 shots, I kind of develop a rhythm, and I tend to find that my timing is a little bit better when I do several in a row rather than do one shot, check it, one shot, check it. So I'm taking lots of shots, and what you'll find is most of them will not turn out. So you just got to get those lucky ones where you just have to have the timing perfect. I've experimented with dropping the water slowly, and I've experimented with dropping it quickly, hoping that maybe one drop might run into another drop. So it's just a matter of timing, luck, and kind of getting your feel down. Okay, well, I think I got some shots, but the key is getting back to the computer and making sure that they're in focus. And that's just a product of making sure that when I was pushing the shutter button on my camera, I wasn't shaking the camera. I was making sure that I was plunging my water drops into the same location each time. It's really easy to move that arm that had my syringe mounted, so if you're moving it too much, you might lose your focal spot. Your most success is going to come when you keep all the conditions the same and are able to recreate that over and over again. Thanks for watching this video. Go back and edit these photos now. The good thing is you don't have to wait for me to edit. You're going to see these photos right here, right now. Until the next video, this is John Osumi from Motionshooter Photography.